No, sir.
Oh, you don't have one?
Not getting until 8 o'clock tomorrow morning.
What is it?
We can talk about that when we get to that part. I'm not giving you the keys either.
We're gonna see wallet key at this point.
No.
Is it?
Okay, it is 3 o'clock. I'll call the meeting to order, please. A reminder for everyone, please silence all cell phones and electronic devices. When speaking during the meeting, please come to the podium, state your name and address, and speak loudly and clearly. Thank you. Item number 1 is approval of the agenda, and before we approve the agenda, I need to modify the agenda. Item number 2 on the agenda currently says discussion and action authorizing the chairman to sign the substantial completion document, and I would like to add in there authorizing the chairman to sign and initial the additional punch list item that is the last page on that document. I make a motion that
I'll
we...
move it. Second.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye. Passes 3-0. Okay, now, item number 1 on the agenda, approval of the agenda.
I'll move it. Second.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye. Passes 3-0. Item number 2, discussion and action authorizing the chairman to sign substantial completion document and to sign and initial additional punch list items for the Woodbury County Law Enforcement Center. And before we do that, I need to introduce a document into the record, and a motion to do that, please.
I'll move to receive. Second.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye. Very good. Copy of the parts of the document that you need, please. And I would turn it over to Shane Albrecht from Baker Group to walk us through this, please.
Yes, what you've got in front of you right now is a substantial completion document. If you look at the date of the substantial completion document is August 16th for the building. And if you go to the second page, transfer, security, maintenance, and insurance is the date of the certificate. The transfer is the 19th. So Monday is the date on the utilities. So the utilities, Kenny, got switched on Monday, correct? And the county's already put the insurance in place. That was done last week. So we have insurance out there now and everything. So that's the 2 pages that you have. There's an additional page. That's the last page. And there's some meat and potatoes in between. I can't share this with the media because it has photos attached with it, and all photos are redacted because of the security of the jail. So we have had a policy of no photos. So what this document is, it says this. You'll see the line item that talks about the roof warranty. Has to be either done or completed by the 14th. That's the 60 days that they get. So this is that document exactly as we talked about, with the roof will be patched with this warranty starting on or before October 14th. Then we've got 33 items that are outstanding on Houseman's punch list that also have to be completed. This is what you don't have.
Okay.
That also have to be completed because it says photos attached with it. That has to be completed in that same 60 days. And then we have a page that I think everybody should have, and this one is able to be shared. This is the additional punch list items, okay? So I would like to go to item 2. First one that needs to be initialed by Mr. Wick. All washout and rutted areas on the site need to be repaired and reseeded. Hausman wanted excluding south retention pond, and it's initialed by Steve Teal and dated, okay? The south retention pond was fixed. This is an additional punch list item. If the problem on the retaining wall, retention pond, is still an issue and it's not a pipe size issue, which is what Hausman is claiming, it becomes a warranty item and still has to be corrected. So anything that's being removed from here, if it's an issue, it still will be corrected because it just changes from punch list to warranty. Okay? It's simplistic as that. The next one, the handhold at the east side of the main property is not at grade elevation, and has been damaged and needs to be replaced. That was actually in contract one, and Kevin's argument is, sorry, Kevin, you're on the phone. But Kevin's argument is, Hausman didn't do a good job maintaining the grades in there, so that stuff should be fixed in this contract, not the first contract. So we'll work through that. Like I said, it's either a punch list item or a warranty item if it needs to be corrected. So we've just moved it to the warranty side of this. Kevin, do you have good cell phone reception?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm eating right now, so we're good.
All right, so number 7 on here says loading dock concrete is still not acceptable. Kevin, I'll let you allude to that a little bit more.
Yeah, so that one's been off the punch list for a while. Part of the issue was that concrete that overhangs to the exterior was supposed to be poured monolithically with the floor slab, and they stopped short. And so this goes back quite some time. I think when Chance was there, Dave Tobar. Anyway, what they did is they poured a block of concrete out there, but I have concerns about the way they did it. It's going to cause some long-term issues with the water tightness of that. And so it's something I'd like to work out with Housing to find a better solution to get that fixed out there. Like Shane said, though, I thought it should probably be on the punch list, but I'm okay with it being on the warranty list. Either way, it's got to get done by Housing Construction. So.
Good. And the final one, during rain events and on, I'm going to say dewy mornings, you can see some hairline cracks in the precast walls coming down off the windows. And there's a couple areas where they did round circle patches. They show something fierce. It wasn't on our punch list before, so that makes it a warranty item. It still has to be again corrected.
Sure.
But so for everybody that can't see this list and everything, there's 18 items on this list. We've removed 3 and we've modified 1. Okay? So for everybody's knowledge, the list has 18 items and we've taken 3 off. And I would like to ask for that everybody to allow you to initial those so we can move on with this document. Motion? I'm sorry, is there questions first before we get to that point?
Some of the stuff they talked about last week, like the concrete, the painting of the lines.
Absolutely.
HVAC stuff.
If you'd like me to kind of spin through everything on here, I'd gladly. The first one's about the grass. There's a solution in place. Grass can't be reseeded until September 15th. They don't want you to plant it in July and have it burned off before it ever comes up. So there's a date in the specs that doesn't allow it to be fixed until September 15th, which is still in Hausman's 60 days. I already talked about the washout areas. Number 4, the site is not properly cleaned of debris and trash, and we pointed that out.
Yep.
The secured fencing downstairs has damage that needs to be touched up, painted in. There's fasteners missing. Loading dock retaining walls, we don't like the patch that they put on there. We say it's not acceptable. The paint in the parking lot we talked about last week. Tracer wires. So our water lines are plastic, so you have to run tracer wires with them so that somebody can come out and locate them. They normally come up inside the standpipe so that you don't ruin them when you plow in snow. These come up outside the standpipe. So first time you ran a blade across there, there would no longer be tracer wires.
Sure.
So we required them to drill a hole in the side of the standpipe, take them inside to protect the wires so that they're not. It's not a big deal, but if you don't get it fixed, it will be.
Sure.
Caulking, we talked about that last week.
Yep.
Curb inlets have got a bunch of debris and stuff in, just need to be cleaned. The concrete slabs need to be pressure washed and scrubbed. Caulk between the building and concrete retaining walls is missing, just needs to be done. Some insulation and pipe hangers in storage 0086 need to be reinstalled. Test and balancing report we've talked about quite a bit. Update on test and balancing report. Introba did give their response to the test and balancing report, and we did also enlist Corey, our mechanical expert, take a look at that, and, we should have a meeting on Friday, to talk through that, okay? Number 17 is, authorize representative of the seismic bracing vendor to perform the following. So examine all mechanical, plumbing, electrical, and fire sprinkler equipment. Make sure it conforms to the specs, and the last one is a certification report on that same above stuff. Any questions?
Pretty clear, it's a lot of cleaning.
Okay,
If I could just add on to that, so to, on that substantial completion certificate, there is a value that's assigned to all these items. So right now, the county, the authority still has a page on housing construction, and part of our task, is to assign a value to all these outstanding items, so that the authority has the leverage and meet to have housing finish those open items.
So right now the authority, so Kevin will work with the authority to put values down. So when it says cost estimate of work that is incomplete or defective, and we put TBD, to be determined. So we'll put an actual dollar value in there, and by Iowa law, you can keep 200% of that. So if we say it's worth $500,000, you could keep $1 million of the retainage to make sure you can find somebody to go do it. Say it's worth $1 million, $2 million, it's that simple,
Sure.
okay?
It's quite a bit of leverage.
Yeah, and you're holding right now, for anybody that doesn't know, you're holding roughly just a little bit over $3 million. Okay, so that's what we have. So the first thing that happens once they get this form and they have it in their hands, is they send out a notice to all the vendors that have been on the job to make sure there's no outstanding claims, that somebody hasn't paid for material, or a vendor's not being paid, or whatever. And then there's a 30-day period for them to file claims. 573 claims, right, Kevin?
Correct, that is correct. Yeah, that'll be all the subcontractors and equipment suppliers, make sure that, getting their.
So just make sure everybody's paid for the paint, make sure that Suter's been paid, make sure everybody's been paid, but that's the process. So we need this document first, and then by Iowa law, you're required to send out those notices to everybody, and they have it's a 30-day notice to get any claims they have. And then Hausman's gonna ask for retainage. That's what, this will trigger Hausman trying to get into that $3 million. So we'll have to have a value here so that we know we can hold 200% of, okay?
Okay.
Mr. Wick,
I have no questions, you did a great job. Is there a motion?
I move that we accept, the, substantial completion letter from Goldberg and authorize you to sign that and sign the initial punch list.
Second.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Passes 3-0. Item number 3 on the agenda today is discussion and action on the open house for the new Woodbury County Law Enforcement Center. And with that, I do have a document that I would like to introduce into the record.
I move to receive.
Second.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. And here's a copy of what I'm handing you is, I'd like to recognize Mick Paw, our timer gentleman that sits here at all the meetings. He's been working on this invitation, and so we can give him credit for the layout on it. And we're actually putting together a letter that will be mailed, or not a letter, but this invitation will be U.S. mail to everyone that's invited in the list that we're working on. And I don't know, we've sent, I think Shane sent each of you an email and asked for some addresses and names. Can you give us a report on kind of where you're at, or?
Did you ask for addresses?
I didn't. I failed Ron on that because
Okay.
my computer wasn't working, I was moving, so I didn't get that done.
Okay.
I'd be more than happy to reach out to all of our small town mayors.
That's on the
And-
list.
Yeah, I know most of them, so.
I
talked to quite a few
printed both
so
of
I
them.
can talk to
Okay.
them.
So they have a printed copy of everything you asked.
Gotcha.
It's in their hand right now, I've just given it to them.
Yep. Very good. And so if you could get that back, and as you see on there, mix, mailing, or email addresses on there, so as soon as you have that list, if you could get that to him. Our goal is try to, yet this week, get this in the mail. So
Sure.
if you can do anything to
Okay.
speed that process up, and again, Mick and I have been working on a fairly sizable list also that, to make sure that we get everyone, and if you've got any other additions that you think we need to have on there, why, please let us know.
Um,
Kevin?
Mr. Chairman,
Yes,
I would like to ask Mick to make one more of those kind of on cardstock. And for the back of it, I think it would be good to say, like, to the future people that open this time capsule. I think putting an invitation in the time
on
capsule
one of these in the time capsule.
about the open house with but speaking to the future people instead of.
Very good, we can do that.
That's fine.
All right, any other discussion on the, open house? Okay, very good.
Formally approve this.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
I'll move approval.
That's why it had action on it, sorry.
Yeah,
I'll move approval.
okay,
Second.
all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye. Passes 3-0.
Mark, you could have things on the back. Yours is 2 pages.
Oh, okay.
You don't.
Yeah,
I don't, yours is only 1 page.
All right, any public concerns? Seeing none, any authority member concerns?
None?
I have none, very good, thank you. With that, I move to adjourn.
So moved.
Second?
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you.